Coach, I've been really impressed with P.J. Fleck at Minnesota. Now, he's a different guy, but I got to tell you, his players listen to him. I remember when he was at Western Michigan. You watch the tape, they're well coached. You watch the Minnesota team, they're well coached. I remember hearing Glenn Mason last week on Final Drive saying that he thinks Minnesota runs the slant pass more than any other team in America. He might be right. Let's take a look at what Minnesota's doing with the slant.
Well, I agree with what you said about P.J. Fleck. When he was at Western Michigan, had a very well-coached team. He's taken over. And one thing about Minnesota now, Minnesota is not exactly a complete rebuild. They've been pretty good. Jerry Kill, Tracy Clay, and now P.J. Fleck. They've had very good coaches and very good players, and they throw the ball very well. But they run the spread offense, and this is like spread 101. And it's, remember with the spread offense, the objective of the spread is to equate numbers. Don't run the ball into unblocked defenders. Then you can see what here, this is a 2-by-2 set. And whenever you make a decision to stop the run, how do you stop the run? You put more defenders. There's 5 blockers, put 6 in there. That'll force a quarterback to read. You're pretty stout against the run. However, what's the negative? You got single coverage here, single coverage here. He's going to drop down, single coverage here. So there's always risk reward. What's the reward? We're pretty stout against the run. What's the risk? We're single coverage across the board against a team that throw the ball very well. Now what happens is you can see the quarterback here, he's making a call to the offensive line and to the tailback saying, this is a run, but we're turning it into a pass. So this is an RPO where he's telling the offensive line, now I'm probably going to throw the ball. Why? Because it's a loaded run box. Right. If you hand the ball off here, you get a problem. So he's going to throw the ball. He's telling the tailback right here, you are now responsible for this linebacker. Okay, and now it's 6 for 6 blocking. You have single coverage on the outside. The quarterback receiver hit, once again, not a difficult throw and catch. It's the right play at the right time. Now you're going to see when we go to the board here in a minute that this is just sheer numbers. And you can tell this is, like I said, the basic element of spread football is equate numbers. Right. If they give you a different look, which I'll show you on the board, they'd hand the ball off and run the ball.
Coach, let's go to the board and look at the play that we just watched on tape.
The diagram here is the offensive line, offense on this side of the ball, quarterback, tailback, and the 4 receivers. On defense, you see the 4 defensive linemen, the Sam, the Mike, the Will, the linebackers, and you got secondary players. In this look right here, it's a 1 high defense, 1 safety middle of the field, single coverage on the outside because they made a decision to stop the run. How do you stop the run? You put 1 more defender in the box and you can handle. You'll hear coaches, players, announcers talk about the box count. The box count is what numbers are there between the tackles. On defense, you can see there's 6. You have 5 blockers on offense. Sheer numbers, you're very solid against the run. Defensive football is risk reward. You want to stop the run, you leave your defensive backs, corners on an island. And Minnesota's got very good receivers. They're very good executing the slant, like Coach Mess said. They do that as well as anybody. In this particular look, the video we just saw, the H receiver runs a bubble. Right. The X runs a slant. And you can see the tailback. The quarterback turns and says something to the tailback. My guess is this was a run-pass option. It was actually a run called, and it gave the quarterback the opportunity. If he saw 1 high structure, a 6-man box, he can change it to a pass. He turns and tells the tailback something. He tells the offensive line that don't go downfield, it's a run, but I'm probably going to throw the ball. Tailback, I'm not going to give you the ball. You're now responsible for the will linebacker. I'm going to throw the ball on this look. He threw the ball for a big hit for a touchdown on the slant. Okay, now the defense coordinator says, I need to change this up. I don't like my matchups out here. I don't want to give up a slant. How do I help my secondary players? I simply go to a 2 high structure. And the 2 high structure, I'm now going to put him over the top. Whenever you remove a guy from the front, you got to get some width. And now the box count changes. The Mike goes to the middle. Safeties go to help the corners and the outside backers. So now you change from a 6-man box to a 5-man box. And the next video you're about to see is against a 5-man box.
Coach, you talked about the 2 high defense and equating the numbers.
Yeah, remember, there's a risk reward in everything you do on offense and defense. And the defense coordinator, his job, you wonder what all these people do in meetings all day long. If they have great receivers, you need to give them help. For example, right here, you just saw Minnesota's really hurting Purdue on slants, and they did a slant and go for a touchdown. So how Purdue's answer is, let's give them help. Let's take a linebacker and move 1 back here or walk them out here. So you can see Purdue now is they're playing a 2 high structure. Okay. And when you play 2 high structure, you now are short. There's only 5 people in the box. Remember, if you're 1 high, he'd move down, he'd move in. We just showed you that on the board. Right. So if you want to be stout against the run, play 1 high defense. What's the risk? You have single coverage all over the field. If you want to take away single coverage, you said, let's get the safeties over the top,
Right.
and now everybody has help. But what's the risk? You're short against the run.
Okay.
So here, once again, Minnesota runs the pure spread. They're very good at it as well. The quarterback and the offense coordinator from upstairs see this as an equated numbers opportunity to run the football. They're going to motion the tight end in here. Let's count the numbers. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers against 6 numbers. It's just hand the ball off. This is a way to get single blocking. Numbers are equated, and Minnesota does a great job. And pounds them for a 7-yard gain.
Okay. 1 high safety, what do you do?
1 high safety, throw the ball.
2 high safety.
Run the ball because you have equated numbers. That's the essence of the spread offense.
Right.